Let's move on with today's show. A rather disturbing email has come in, which, well, it parallels a trend I've been seeing a lot in the media, and that is what people are calling the posting of revenge porn on social media. This is one of the downsides, by the way, I would say, of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and what have you not. The ability to instantly post anything you want to, no matter how mean-spirited or even illegal it may be, in order to get a little revenge and get back at people. Now, the idea of posting intimate pictures of your ex-girlfriend because you're mad at her, it strikes me as a typically juvenile act, something kids and young adults might do, but not us mature adults, gentlemen. Adults who should have some understanding of the consequences to doing such a thing. But, as I am seeing more and more, mature so-called adult people are not thinking out the consequences of so many of the things they're doing these days, and they are instead just acting out of, in this case, anger and resentment, and they're posting whatever comes to mind. And with respect to revenge porn, I do not think people realize that once it's on the internet, friends, it is there for good. Go and try to delete anything that you've done on Facebook. Just try it. Now, Mia and I are very careful about what we will allow of ourselves to be broadcast on the internet, and I know there are many others who feel the same, the same way. Yet, for every Mia Matters, there's a woman who has innocently allowed herself to be photographed or even posted her images herself, but then who inevitably regrets having done it. Now, I wanted to mention that there are all sorts of websites where you can not only post your revenge porn pics and video, but where you can watch it and comment as well. Places like myx.com and thedirty.com. Now, and I should say, I visited these sites, and people seem to love to see the other guy get ashamed, as long as it doesn't happen to them, Now, it strikes me, it's a quite cowardly act, actually. I mean, instead of being an adult about it and moving on with your lives, there's this growing trend of people that just cannot help but want to get back at the person who has just caused them so much pain, and they choose a very nasty method of doing so. At any rate, let's turn to this email, and let's see if we can make a little sense of it. This is from Barbie in Las Vegas, Nevada. Barbie says, "Something really cruel just happened, and I'm just not sure what to do. I like your straightforward advice, so maybe you can help. I'm 27, my husband is 40, and is hot, and a lot of girls would love to be married to him. But LaShawn, my husband, is like super jealous of me all the time, but I can't help it. I'm in great shape, and I work at a place where men like to flirt with me, and I flirt back. That's my job. Well, anyway, LaShawn likes to take pictures of me and stuff, and sometimes I find out later that he showed all his friends. Not a good policy, LaShawn. And when I get mad, he just laughs and says, 'Be proud of being hot, baby.' Well, I am proud I'm hot, but about a month ago, I had to work a private party where I met a famous hip-hop artist. And LaShawn found out and freaked out, totally, and put a bunch of my pictures on the internet because he was mad. Some really revealing pictures, too, and he didn't even tell me. A friend of his told me he'd done it, and he even showed me. I was so embarrassed. Then I went to talk to him, and he said he isn't sorry, and that I deserve it, and he won't take them down until I promise to get another job. I am just so hurt now. I love LaShawn, but I'm like wondering if maybe he is too cruel for me. And he says he won't take the pictures down either, but he says he still loves me. Is this a good reason for divorcing, or should I just forgive him and try to move on? I am super confused. Is there some way to make him see he is being cruel to me?" Well, now generally Mia handles these type of complex things, but I think I'm quite capable this afternoon to delve into this, and I would like to say right off the bat, Barbie, that hey, I feel for you. That's not a good thing to have happened. It's a mess, because having those pictures up can spell trouble for you down the road, and I know you know that. But do I think you should resort to legal advice or even call the police? No, I do not, and I'll tell you why. Sure, LaShawn sounds to me like a cruel prick, if I may, but yeah, that's who he is, and you're likely not going to change him anytime soon until he wants to change. Barbie, he's 40 years old, right? And so the advice switches over to you. I would say the best thing for you to do now is to move on, dear.